I just want to share. I just want to share that in 1968 there was mass national global uprising of students who took over their campuses to stop a genocidal war that was happening in Vietnam. My mom was on the campus of Duke University in a tent, and she's here tonight. And you know what happened is the war ended. The war ended because of those students. And my mom told me that she called her father and said, I really want to go out and protest, but I'm scared. What do I do? And her dad said, who was a very stern Presbyterian minister, he said, do what you think is right and don't complain about the consequences. And she went out there and did it. And then later on in the 80s, to battle apartheid in South Africa, there was mass uprising of students who took over college campuses all over this country, and basically to fight investment in this apartheid state, and apartheid ended also. And when students get up and get together and they decide to come out and take control of their campuses, really, really incredible things happen. So I'm really honored to be part of this with you all. It's truly incredible and astonishing. I want to play you, if you'll have me, I want to play two more songs. One song, this song I'm going to play you is, I wrote for my father, who was part of liberation movement, organizing textile mills in the South along with my mom. And one thing that the companies down there knew in the 70s and 80s was that if they could get the movement to fracture along the lines of racism, they could weaken the workers and they could prevent them from having any say. And so what they did is they tried to rip apart these movements by highlighting and infusing the conversation along these lines of hatred. And so my parents' organization was fighting racism and exploitation of workers at the same time. And they were attacked by the Ku Klux Klan, and the Greensboro police knew that and allowed that to happen. And in 1979, 5 of their friends were murdered by the Ku Klux Klan on the streets of Greensboro because of this exact reason, because they were fighting capitalism and they were fighting racism at the same time. I want to sing you all this song because I wrote it for my dad. His best friend was murdered. He named me after him. And I asked him, I said, if you had to see your best friend who died 40 years ago, what would you talk about? And he said, we talk about politics, because that's what we always talked about. And he said, mostly I would want to tell him about Mandela and about the fact that apartheid had ended. Because in the 70s, the idea that an apartheid state would be defeated seemed like science fiction. It didn't seem possible. It didn't seem like there was any way possible that students and activists could transform what was an absolutely entrenched colonial and apartheid state. And I'm just here to share this story with you all because it is possible, and the only way it's possible is if y'all stand up the way that you're standing up right now. So I'm really moved by you all, and I want to share this song with you, which is written in the voice of my father singing to his friend that he lost. You can hear this, correct? Okay. You'll never believe it, they ended apartheid in South Africa and elected Mandela president. The Berlin Wall came down, the Soviet Union broke up. There is this deadly disease that was killing mostly gay men, so the government acted like it didn't exist, but it did and still does. Terrorists attacked New York and DC, and the World Trade Center collapsed, so we went to war. There is this giant conversation happening on computers between nearly everyone on Earth. It is a mess, and it's incredible. America had its first black president, and a bunch of people took over a park near Wall Street for weeks, which forced everyone to start talking about income inequality on the national news. You would have thought it was great. Also, the economy nearly collapsed in 2008. There's this thing called a meme, which is a self-replicating idea. So things spread fast now in ways that are both good and bad, I suppose. Cars can drive themselves if you can afford one of those. Phones and cameras and computers are all one thing and about the thickness of a few dimes, and we communicate with hieroglyphs instead of words sometimes. The earth is warming up because of pollution, and humans can't agree about what to do. Some people are in denial of what they are so clearly living through. Young people are getting mad, and even though it feels like things have gotten so bad, it's an amazing time to be alive. But can you believe Mandela got elected? We never could have predicted that. It would have seemed too idealistic to have imagined it. But I guess history turns out more bizarre than we'd like to admit. Oh, and a socialist Jew was running for president. A white supremacist killed a woman at a protest in Charlottesville and got convicted of murder. It's sad that the conviction was big news, but it made me think of you like we do almost every day. We all get together every year, we talk politics on the beach, and we drink halfway decent beer. I've stayed in the struggle since now. I have my own business. I know what a capitalist, but I help activists do better work. I better get back to work. I have this high-stakes meeting tomorrow. I named my son after you. My second born, I mean. And I have 5 grandkids. And I saw my mom's childhood home in Spain, and I have 2 hearing aids, but I can't complain. After you died, I grew up too fast, whiplashed. Why you? Why not me? Why not any other goddamn thing? But can you believe Mandela got elected? I can't believe you didn't get to see Mandela get elected. You would have loved that. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I know you are not frozen in space somewhere. Maybe you keep watch over the tides like the moon. And maybe I will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you all. How's it going? How's it going? Everybody doing okay?